Okay, hopefully we should be going. Welcome to the beginning of the video where I just check to make sure everything is working okay. Let's see if chat is working, put that up. Let's see if my monitor's working this time. Sometimes it doesn't play it back, but that's okay. Here's our chat coming up. Don't see it just yet. Okay. Not like it. Oh yeah, our chat's come up now. Fantastic. Okay, hopefully we'll get some people watching, but we'll see how we get on. Okay, so hi, I'm Chris, and this is my game Realm of the Empress. It's a single player fantasy adventure board game where you explore a large open area, in this case Port Ovis. You do quests, learn and upgrade a variety of skills, and buy different types of weapons and armor to progress your character. There's also a main story that takes place in your dreams, and it acts as a kind of thread throughout the whole game, revealing more as you go along, hopefully trying to make you keep wanting to play and learn a few more things about what happens. In this playthrough, I'm doing a full playthrough of the game. Each video should be about an hour long, and the last playthrough I did was about 60 hours, so it should be quite a long series in total. I'm streaming Monday to Thursday every week for the next few months. The aim being trying to get as much feedback as possible, so if anyone leaves a comment or if you catch a live stream, say something in the chat, that'd be really useful. Trying to get as much feedback as possible, really. So I'll just do a quick recap. This is the 7th video, second week of doing this, so I'm not going to do a super long recap now, and I probably won't do any recaps from next week. So you choose one of 7 species to play as when you start the game. They each have a combat bonus and a skill bonus. I chose the Fallen Fae here. They start with a bit less health, and they cannot hold a great sword, but they've got a good combat bonus, and they start with sneaking. We did an example of how to do sneaking a couple of videos ago, I think 3 videos ago, so if you want to see how that works, you can check that out. I'm sure we'll do some later on as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We've been doing quests, and we have got a pickaxe and axe, and we've been doing some logging and mining. I've shown how that works in the previous video as well. I've got a quest tracker here that I'll show off. I'll keep showing off. We've got 7 quests all going on at once here at the moment. They're just little boxes that hold the deck for the quests. So the quests go from A to Z, and some are longer, some are shorter, and some will kind of block you halfway in the quest, and you might have to do something else before coming back to it. Also in here I've saved our 12-sided die, which is our character marker, and we've got 9 steps on that, and we are on map card 169, so that's nice and easy to set up, nice and quick. And I've got a character board here as well. In the top left we've got our equipment. At the moment we have got a boar leather hat, gloves and boots. We've got a bronze short sword from a quest. We've got some berries in our pouch. The pouch is the only thing you can access during combat in terms of healing yourself or getting poisons. We've got a pickaxe and an axe, and we've got 1 raw meat, and then we've got a leather strap. We're in the middle of a quest. We've got a quest item. We had a dream yesterday, so we've got that in a dream deck as well. That's a separate thing. We've done a quest to stay at the inn and able to pay at the end of the week instead of at the beginning of the week like you normally should do. So we've got access to an inventory which can hold twice as many things and even more, because you can stack up to 5 times, stack any item up to 5 times. So we haven't unlocked the skiff storage yet. There is a weather system, so it's only ever going to be okay or raining, but that does affect the things you can do. And then in the bottom right we've got Merwin's map. So this was a quest item from the lady at the inn, the innkeeper, and it's the only map of Port Ovis, so that's why I've got a special space for it here. So you want to refer back to that to make sure you know where you're going. It is just hand drawn though, so it's not 100% accurate, but it should give you a decent idea of which direction to go in while still keeping that sense of adventure as you're playing. Right, so that's it. We'll carry on from here. What we started, if I just get this quest, we started a quest that's hopefully going to get us to learn fishing today. So that's a little mini game that I'll go through, and we also need money Money is kept in a coin purse, a real coin purse, and we're using these Chinese fortune coins you just get off the internet, quite cheap. They give a very tactile feedback and it's quite fun, but I also keep a note of it on a tracker. And quickly as well, we've got another tracker. We keep track of the time of the day because there is a day and night and different things happen. We've also got a morality system, so if you do something like stealing, you lose some morality, and it's quite important because it doesn't regenerate. You have to do quests, and that's the only way of getting morality back, one at a time. Nothing happens if you just lose one, go down to 4 from 5, but if you go down further than that, you start losing the ability to shop or even to talk to other characters, so it does have a knock-on effect. Got a variety of skills there. Mining, logging, we've already learnt. We're at level 1, that's what the green pins are for. We've got sneaking and pickpocketing from our species, and then we've got hunting, cooking, lockpicking, intimidation and traversal. We're on day 2 and we've got some leather armor like I just said before, so that's all at level 1. So we've got a tracker, and the way we move is by moving the die up to 12, and when it goes back around to 1 again, you move half an hour on the tracker. So I think that's it. I'm a bit conscious that I spend quite a lot of time recapping, so we'll just move on from here. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to read. We spoke to these guys, so I get both of them up. We found Lewis and Theron down by the docks, and they've given us a quest that I think will help us unlock fishing. So I'll read that out on the left there. So they said, "How do, traveller? Looking for odd jobs. We're busy with some trouble at the prison, but I've had reports of a night poacher on the beach. Do us a favour and talk to this guy at the Old Lamb, would you?" That's the pub, we'll head up there. "He's a known shifty type of person. Would bet money he knows a thing or two about it all. Trouble is, he wouldn't say a word to us, but you, a fellow traveller, now we reckon he'd talk, especially if you wet his lips with a little mead first. There'd be a reward in it for you, of course, but for your help in keeping the village safe. So there should be a reward, and we've got to find a shifty type of person. We don't get a name, but we know where to go. So we're going to head to the Old Lamb, which is the pub. So again, I'll look at Merwin's map. Hopefully you can see that. We are down near the prison, which is, I don't think you can see that. Around here, we just need to go to the east and then north. We should find a path. In this game, if you get lost, find a path if you can. All paths lead to buildings, and that's where all the characters are. So if you ever don't have anything to do, or don't know what to do, or can't progress any further in some of your quests, just go to find some buildings and chat to some people, and they'll definitely have some stuff for you to do. Okay, so I'll just show you what the map card looks like, just so everyone knows. So in the top left corner, it says the number of the map card you're on. So this is 169, and then there are numbers north, east, south and west. Those are the cards you need in order to go in those directions. So these are just on mini map cards. There's a night side on the back, on the reverse, because you can explore at night as well, but we're not going to do that just now because it's a little bit dangerous. So I don't think we're going to go too far south. I'm going to start us off down here. So we've got 9 steps. We're going to go north to 131. So these are my map deck. There are over 300 cards, and they're divided into groups of 50. So we just need to find a group of 50 with 130 in it. So 100 to 150, we'll take that. So 131 is there. Okay, we've got a building. I think that's the prison. So we don't need to go in there. And then we want to go east to 132. There's a path, that's what we want. Let's do 133, and then we're going to go north to 108. So let's just track my steps from there. So 9, 10, 11, 12 steps. So 108. Okay, and then 107. Wait, where are we going? We're not going to the inn. Oh. We're not going to the inn. I was going back to the inn. Do that so many times. That's not the way we want to go. We're trying to find the old land, so we want to go across actually. So that's okay. We can go up 1 and back again to 2, 3, 4. 4 steps. So moving is tracked, but it's not punishing. So it's okay to get lost, go the wrong way, come back again, just like we did there. We were going to the inn. We're not going to the inn. We're going to the old lamb. In fact, is that? No. Is that the old lamb? I got to check now. Maybe I got to check. So when you get to a building on the card, there's a building's deck that has numbers on the front, and you just match the number with the map card. So we're on 131. I've got to double check which building this is because I thought I knew. Is 131 is the old lamb. So we literally we were there. That's fine. So this one's a bit different to some of the other ones that have 2 cards because that would be denoting different floors. But this one comes together. I'll show you in a sec. It comes together to make one big open space, and it's gridded so you can move around. That's how you do stealing from places. You move a certain number of spaces in turn, and then the characters inside will move as well. But we're not going to do that right now. So we've got Isabel, Alan, Nud, Lily and John. So Isabel and Alan I know aren't suspicious. Those are the landlords and landlady. Lily's the barmaid, and so we've got Nud and John. But what you can do is just pick them all up and check to see if they've got any of the quest I, which is what we're doing. So let's just leave that there and find them in the characters deck. So there's Alan, he doesn't have I on him. There's Isabel, she doesn't have any I quests. There's John, he doesn't either. Lily doesn't, Nud does. So he's the man we're looking for. He is the shifty type of person, according to Lewis and Theron. Let's have a look at him. Let's see how shifty he looks. Yeah, he does look a bit shifty, to be fair. So he's got quest I2, that's what we want. He's also got I3 and I5 and I7, so he's part of this quest. He's also part of Q. Every character has an intimidation level as well, and a sneak level, and they will have some gold on them. The coloured in boxes on the right are part of the persuasion skill you can learn, and you can get half price in different shops. The things you can buy are divided into 3 levels, so cheap things, medium cost things and expensive things, and the more boxes you match, the more costly the thing you can buy. So we want I2. Let's see what he has to say. Okay. Ho! What news off the ships, traveller? Poaching? Well now, all I know is that there is a ticket right to the prison, and those tough boys of Olwyn's. I've no idea what you're talking about, or indeed why you're asking me, friend. I'm just a poor peddler of wares, straight off the ship, same as you. You'll have to try elsewhere, I'm afraid, and good luck to you. Take I5 if using Intimidate. What is this? Intimidation's 1, but we start at 0, so we can't even intimidate him. Or take I3 if you buy Nud a 1 bottle of mead. Right, so let's have a look how much a bottle of mead costs. Maybe we can loosen his tongue with a bottle of mead. So let's see, does Alan sell it? He does. Okay, so I'll just show you what the shop on the back of Alan's card. We've got his shop, and the top one is a bottle of mead. You'd lose 2 health if you drink it, and you can get drunk in this game. It means you won't have a dream though. It can be a good thing later on in the game. It costs 10 gold for a bottle of mead, so we could buy him a bottle of mead if we think that's going to help, but we've only got 8 gold at the moment. And also I can see on Lewis and Theron's card that they've got I4, so I'm going to go back to them to see if we can do I4. Can we? Oh, you can't skip ahead. So that's the other thing, because they're in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't skip ahead, so we need to get a bottle of mead. Right. So that means we need 2 gold, so we need to make a bit of money somehow. We're going to go east. We can do some mining or some logging, basically. If we do mining, we could probably get a bit more gold, but it takes up more time. And if we want to show the fishing, it takes 6 hours with the beginning old rod to do the fishing. So I'd rather do logging, but we might run into some animals. But we've got a bit of health. We haven't got any food, so but we've got 24 health, which should help us. We can run away quite quickly. So let's go east. 5, 6, and I will move us a little bit further over here just to make sure we got space. Okay, so what do we want? 134. So let's do that. 134, and then if we keep going east, we just need the same ones in order. If you're going east to west or west to east, all the cards are sequential. Let's pop around this side. Right, 35. So I like to do all the cards first until I have to refresh them or get a new handful before I move the die. So, oh, we've got some foresting nodes, foraging even nodes there. Oh, we're going to need to move it all across a bit more even. How much space? We've got quite a lot of space there. Let's bring that over here. And you over here. I didn't realise that it was so far away. It's a long way away. Trying to get some woods over here. I've been looking on the map. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. 2 steps. And that means we've done half an hour. Oh, we did half an hour before as well, didn't we? I didn't mark the half hour down. So that was 1 and that's 2. There we go. Okay, so we're carrying on along 142. Yeah. Okay, there are some woods. What? And from what I remember, we didn't get loads going in. Let's go in one more. Here we go south or north. Let's go south from there. So what do we want? 157. So we need a new deck. So when you're moving into the woods, time takes twice as long. Can we go in 156? We need to make even more space. This is the downside of having a card-based system like this, but I do like the sense of exploration. But when you're going all the way across to one side to the other, it does require a large table. Let's move these across a bit. I'm trying to fit everything in the camera. It's also a little bit tricky in the camera frame. So we're going 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're not going into the woods just yet. Where's our number 6? Where's number 6? There it is. Right, then we want 156. Right, we're going to start going into the woods. I think we'll go north actually instead of doing 155. Do that in a sec. Okay, so we're going into the woods here, which means we roll 1d8 for every move, and time takes twice as long. So going from 6, we do 7 and 8. So we're now 8 steps, and now we have to roll. So a 1d8, a double check what the rules are for being in the woods. I think it's 1 to 4 is nothing. 1 to 4 is nothing. 5 and 6 is a rabbit, and you've got a 50-50 chance of catching a rabbit or not. A 7 is a boar, and an 8 is a bear. Keep that open up there. So we really don't want a bear, which we've got quite a few of before. Let's hope we just get 1 to 4. It's a 3, so we're lucky there. Okay. Uh, 145, I think we want. 145? Or... yeah, let's go up. Trying to find a logging node. 145 does not have one. 146 does at least. So let us put that there, and then I'll show you how logging works. Quite straightforward. 8, 9, 10, and then we roll our 8-sided die again to see if we get an encounter. We get a 6. 6 is a rabbit. So these are the rabbit cards. We've got a, I think it's a 50-50 chance to catch a rabbit. So we give these cards a quick shuffle and just pick one at random. See how we get on. Evasion, we do not get anything. So it has evaded us. That's what the evasion card looks like. Hopefully it will focus. Yeah, so it runs away from us, we don't receive anything. If we catch a rabbit, we get a meat, and you can learn cooking to cook it, and that helps us later on. Right, let's move to the logging node. We've done 12 steps then now. And let's do a bit of logging. So we will get our logging deck, and we want to get all the cards that say level 1 on them. I don't know if you can see that. So we get a few cards say level 1, that says level 2. So we get the whole deck, give it a shuffle, just like with the rabbits. So it's a card based game, everything is pretty much a deck, and then you usually take random ones from it. So we take 1, we get a walnut log, which is 2 gold. That will be enough to get the mead, so I might just do that, just so we don't run out of time. And also I don't want to get too trapped in the woods by getting any boars or bears again. So I've got a chit here that says that the node has been used, so I'll put that on the node, and then we'll go out. So you want 1, 2, so that is another half an hour done. I should add those 2. I should add the we have to sell the walnut log, so we'll get the walnut chit from here. Got a walnut in here, new walnut, there it is. We'll have to sell that, put that in our satchel, and we'll have to go to the wood shop to sell it. So, and then we roll for the encounter. 5. 5 is a rabbit again. So we do the same thing here with the shuffle, see if we catch. We do catch the rabbit this time, we get 1 raw meat. So I'll show you what that card looks like. So it's just a rabbit that's unfortunately been cut. Well, fortunately actually for us, that's been caught here. So we get 1 raw meat, so I shall grab that from the chits as well. So here we go, raw meat. Put that in my satchel too. And I'll take the 2 gold. Oh no, not yet. Not until we sell the logs we get the gold. Right, so we're going to do another one coming out of the woods. 3, 4 steps. We roll our 8 again for an encounter. 7. That is a boar. So we can escape the boar, we can flee. Let's get all the cards first. Boar, bear. Luckily it's not a bear. There's another bear. Okay, here's the boar. Right, so every animal has a pack of cards that acts as it's the attacks that it can do. So I'll show you here what the boar card looks like. And they've also got an information card that gives you how much health they have, how much sneak they've got, and then at the end of each round they will do an additional attack if they've received a certain amount of health damage. And then they've all got loot. So here we've got the 25 health. It's got a sneak of 4. I do have the sneak skill, so I can roll one 6-sided die. If I get a 4, 5 or 6, then I can flee without having to have an attack from the boar beforehand. If at the end of round 1 the boar has lost 10 health, then it will do an attack or charge, and if it's alive at the end of round 2 it will charge as well. And the loot it gives is 2 raw meat and 1 boar hide. So we've got a couple of things. Our combat gives us an initiative, which is a special kind of attack that can only be countered by another initiative and can give us a hit at the beginning of the combat round. So there are 3 turns to each round. On the back of the card for each animal are some rectangles, sort of card shapes. This has 2, and that means that you reshuffle the whole deck again at the end of 2 rounds. So we both do that, and that can change depending on what you're fighting. So it has its attacks here, it's got bites, it charges, its initiative, and it's also got a couple of misses. So I've got misses and it's got misses as well. So we want to just flee. So before I do anything, actually, I'm going to roll my 6-sided die to see if I can sneak past it. So we need a 4, 5 or 6. And we get a 5. Okay, fantastic. Got a 5. That means we snuck past the animal. That's why the sneaking skill is particularly useful. So put that there. So we didn't have to do any of that. That's great. And now we're coming out of the woods, so we don't even move 1 step, so that's 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, that was silly, I was just counting up, so what was it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we restart it, don't we? Let's put the 12 there. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what I meant to say. So we've done 5 steps and moved another half hour. Great. So what we need to do is we need to go to the wood shop to sell our walnut logs and then come back to here. So what I'm going to do is get rid of some of these cards that we used to go to the woods, because we need to go across there. So we'll just take these up and it's quite straightforward because they're all just in a row, so they can all go back quite quickly. Let's take it up to there, put them back in the deck. 1, 3, 4. Yeah, so it should be from there. 1, 4, 6. Yeah, perfect. Put those back. Right, going to the wood shop, which means we need to go back over this way. So let's put these 2 back as well. 1, 5, 6. We'll have to remember that we used up that node. Okay, so let's put these over here. Perfect. Okay, so we're at 5 steps. We want to go further west, and and we want to go all the way to the west of that. Get rid of that, we don't need that anymore, we're out of the woods. So you want card 131. 131, 130 even. So this way, and then we want to go north to 129. No, 111, 112. 112, 113. There's another foraging node, but we're not going to do that. 6, 7, 8, 9. So obviously if you're just playing this on your own, you take your time, you can do some more foraging, but I'm trying to get to fishing so I can show it off in the video mainly, because we've only got an hour to work with. So 9 steps, we're going to go north to 68. It's a casual game, you see you just sat down, it's one player, so you really just can take your time and do whatever you want, and hopefully the idea of taking the cards out and put them back again doesn't turn you off the experience too much, as there's no rush to do it really. 67, and it doesn't take very long to put them away either. So we're going along to the wood shop so we can sell the wood. We could even go into the, well, no, let's not get sidetracked. I was going to say we could do a bit more logging, but we don't want to do that. We can do, it's just because of the video length. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Because of the video length, there is a bit more of a time limit obviously for me than there would be if you're playing this just on your own naturally. So that's another half hour. We'll go south 117. Then 118. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2. Okay, there we go. Now we're at the wood shop. So let's just do this first. 3, 4, 5, 6. So once you get to know who's in what place, because it doesn't change, you don't always need to go to the building deck. You can just go straight to the character deck and find who you need. Here I'm looking for Rodrin, I believe, because he will buy the planks from me. I guess it doesn't really matter who buys it from. It could be anyone in the shop, so it's either going to be Rodrin or Gwyneth, so it doesn't matter. Basically, if you're on the card, then you can, on the map card with the building, you can sell what you need to sell. So I've also got in my rule book at the very back, it says how much everything sells for. So walnut logs sell for 2 gold. So there's a whole big list there of everything. Usually they sell for half the cost to buy, and then you round up. So walnut logs sell for 2 gold. So now we're at the right map, we're selling it back to them, map card. We get rid of the walnut logs. We take 2 gold for that. We're now up to 10, but I won't get too precious about that because we're just about to go all the way back and sell it so that we can get a bottle of mead to give to Nud, who will teach us how to do fishing, and then I'll show you how to do the fishing. So there we go. So we're going to go all the way back. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. And I'll just mark the half hours so I don't forget. 1 half hour there. Then we move again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. Where's our 7? There it is. So we're back there. So we're going to Nud. Actually, no, we're not going to Nud. First of all, we're buying the bottle of mead from Alan. Yes, which costs 10 gold. So that is unfortunately all of our money going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Goes in our bank. And our purse is woefully empty. But we'll get some back. Fishing is a very good thing to learn early on. So we buy a bottle of mead and we're immediately giving it to Nud. So I'm not going to bother getting the chit for it. We got the chit and we give it to Nud, and then Nud is happy that we've given him that. So we can take I3 from him because we've given him the bottle of mead. So that goes to the back. Let's see what he has to say now that he's maybe a bit happier. My thanks, friend. Well, who says the courtesy of strangers is gone? Now, here's a little tidbit for you. Old Thomas, you know, that drunkard hangs around the docks. Well, he's gone off the rocker completely. Raving mad, he is, muttering to himself about voices in his head. A true shame. Old mare's losing it, apparently. Can't bear to see him all lost in the head. I tell you, something's a brewing round these parts, especially what with them creepers moving around the place at night time. Folk are saying it's got something to do with a moon, but who knows, eh, friend? So, that doesn't help us at all. He's just a bit drunker. Great. But we now know, well, we don't know anything. He's drunk. So what we want to do is find I4, and I'm guessing that's back at Lewis and Theron. Here they are. Do they have I4 on them? Yes, and they've got I6 actually as well on them. So we're going to move back to their map card, which I think was just a bit west, so southwest. So we're going to move one down to 8 steps, and then we go west to 170. Okay, there we are. So we've done 9 steps. Okay, so I'll just double check. That is where they are in the map deck. 170 is going to be right near the end. Yeah, the Harbour House, Lewis and Theron. Right, we're in the right place. That's good. Just double checking. They've got I4, so we can read what they have to say about I4. Right, so we've gone to Nud. We've got him as mead, but that still didn't really help us. So Lewis and Theron, we've gone back to them to say he's not working out. He hasn't given us anything. So they say, right, well, we've got a witness, you see. Says she saw him. Look, we'll teach you how to intimidate the little guy. Not too rough, but enough to get a few answers from him, eh? Learn skill, intimidation, level 1. So now we're getting somewhere. Now we have learnt the skill of intimidation. Fantastic. I'm going to get my fancy pins out. We have now learnt intimidation at level 1. We can go all the way up to 5, and I'll get one of my green pins to put in level 1. This will also show how intimidation works. Well, basically with intimidation you just have to have the same or higher number. So we're level 1, which means we can intimidate anyone at level 1. And Nud is at level 1. Lewis and Theron are at level 3 intimidation, so we couldn't do much with them. Right, so that's therefore we've learnt the intimidation skill. Fantastic. We can upgrade that from Lewis and Theron. Yeah, so all the skills cost the same amount to upgrade. They cost 25 gold per level. So there we go, got that. So intimidation, each level, 25 gold. But you have to learn the skill. You have to sort of go through a quest to be taught the skill first before you can start learning it and leveling it up. Okay, so we go back to the old lamb. 10, 11 steps, and we are now going to try to intimidate Nud. So we can now take I5 from him and see what he says. Now we intimidate him a little bit more. So he says, crikey, look, I'm just a small-time merchant. Use this old rod down by the beach to catch a few fish for me pot. Barely worth the trouble. Look, you can take it, the rod. It's round the back of here. And you can tell 'em boys I'm done with it. But you, friend, if you ever fancy your chances at cards, I can teach you Royal Oldham. Just get me a few fish for me pot. What with my use taken away from me and all now. Take quest item I5 and 5 worms. And then there's got a little apostrophe at the bottom. It says, bring Nud 3 fish of any type to learn Royal Oldham. So it says, what did he say? That was a card game. If you fancy your chances at cards, I can teach you Royal Oldham. So this is a game that uses a normal card deck. So we'll keep that up. So what we've got now is quest item I5. So let's get that with us. So quest items have their own deck as well. I5 hasn't been done yet. So I've got my hand-drawn version of I5, which is an old fishing rod. Unfortunately, it's just a quick little sketch, but you get the idea. So we get an old fishing rod, which means now we can start fishing. I'm going to put that into the quest items. What else have we got in the quest items? We've got a beeswax order and a leather strap. And now we've got an old fishing rod. We also need to get the old fishing rod chit to put in our satchel. So everything takes up space in your satchel. There are some extra rules to make the game more complex or less complex. For example, you would have to equip the fishing rod chit and unequip the short sword if you wanted to use it, for example. So, but at the moment, I don't have that as a rule. So what we do is we get an old fishing rod from my collection of chits in this bag. It should be somewhere. Is that it? Old fishing rod, there we go. Perfect. That wasn't super difficult. So let's put those back. Okay. So old fishing rod, actually we could fit that in the same place as the bronze short sword, because it is just a thin small one, the same as the bronze. If I show it there, maybe you can see it. It is just a thin one, so we'll put that here. Or we've got 2 hands, so we could actually, yeah, like I was saying, we could, if we wanted to save a bit of space in the satchel, we can put it next to our short sword, so we're 2-handing a fishing rod and a short sword. A person to be feared when you've got a fishing rod in one hand and a sword in the other. Right, now we need to do fishing. So fishing, we got 5 worms actually. We need to get 5 worms too. Now that is going to be in the foraging section. Let me find the worms. Worms, good. 5. So that means we can fish 5 times, but we're not going to be able to do that all in one day, because I'll show you why in a minute. There's different rods, so you have the old rod from the quest, and then you can buy a new rod and a great rod, and that changes the amount of time. So the fishing mini game is just one mini game, but how many it takes a certain amount of time depending on which rod you are using. So the old rod takes 6 hours, and then I think it's 4 and 2. So the new rod would just be 4 hours, and the great rod would be 2 hours per go. So I'm going to put the worms into my satchel. I already got some worms in my satchel actually, and crickets. Ooh. So the different type of bait you use will change the different kinds of fish you get as well. So worms are the ones where you get the less interesting fish, the small fish. Crickets, you can get a decent fish, and then maggots you get the best fish from. So our satchel's filling up a little bit, and the only way you get maggots is by going out at night and fighting these night creatures, and we're not quite there yet, I don't think, for that. So I'm going to keep our quest on the one that tells us to bring him 3 fish. And maybe if we get him 3 fish, we can learn Royal Oldham as well, but maybe we'll save that for a different video. Right, we've got the fishing rod, we've got worms, we're going to do the fishing mini game. We don't have any money at all. So yeah, the fishing isn't a node. So unlike the foraging ones you find around the map, or the logging node or the mining node, it never resets. You can use it as many times as you want. You can fish during the night, but you do have to roll a die to see if you get attacked by bandits or by these creatures that walk around at night. So there is no real limitation on that. What we're going to do, yeah, so we've got a lot of time. It's going to take 6 hours, so that's quite a lot of time to bring us down for the day. I'm just thinking, I think we'll do a bit of logging and a bit of mining. If we're down here, we can do some mining down here. We might do that afterwards. Let's do fishing first. So we're going to go 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a whole half hour. Sounds a bit weird saying a whole half hour, but there we go. Right. Pretty sure there's so you can do river fishing or sea fishing. We're going to do river fishing here because the sea fishing node is way over there. So we're going to go south from here, 178. And the river fishing is a little bit better at the beginning, because the medium-sized fish you can get a one that's a lot better than the one you can get from the sea fishing. So there is a bit of incentive to do a bit of river fishing, but the sea fishing one's going to have the biggest. That's right below us. Is going to have the biggest fish, but to catch the biggest fish, you can get things like shark, well, small kind of sharks, and like big tuna type things, but you need a fishing net to land those. So anyway, we're going to do river fishing. I'll show you what the river fishing node looks like. So it is still here, but it doesn't get used, like I said. So you can fish all the way through the day and through the night. After each attempt at fishing during the night, you have to roll to see if you are attacked by anything though. So hopefully you can see there, we've got a little bridge going over the river. We're going to stand on the bridge and do a bit of fishing. So that's got us down to 1, so that's another half hour gone. Let's do that. So I'm going to need to make a bit of space for the fishing. Maybe we just push it up. Actually no, we're going to need a lot more space. Okay, so let's push it up and along a bit. I think we'll be okay. Might just have to sort of move a few things back again. Let's go around. Where's this one go? 1, 3, 1. Okay. So there's a bit of space. I might have to move these up a little bit. Okay, so fishing. So there's a big fishing deck, and I'll just show you an example of a fish. So on one side they all just say fishing, with a nice picture of some water. Hopefully you can see that. On the other side we've got, in this example, a small fish. So it says river, so it's either going to say river or sea. Small, medium or large fish, a picture of it that I've drawn, and then the name of the fish and what you get for it. So you don't get a chit for the fish itself, you substitute it for, in this case, 1 raw meat and 5 gold. So you can get quite a lot of gold even from just a small fish, but you can also just get nothing. So in fishing, you find all the river fish and have that together. So we got river fish, small ones here. Put all the small ones together. These are all the medium ones. You can't get large fish from the river. And then we've got a small treasure chest and an unidentified object. So these things are then, you can pick randomly from a deck of cards of what you get for the unidentified object. The small treasure chest may be locked. I believe it's a 50-50 chance if it's locked. So you roll a die to see if it's locked or not. You can learn the lock picking skill. That will obviously make it so you can unlock it. And then we've got a bunch of nothing cards. So these are just hooks on the end with nothing on the end. And so you can get some of these. So we'll get all those out as well. So nothing cards. There we go. And then all the rest are sea fish. So those can go back in the box. Okay. So let's have a look at our rulebook. So we've got a skills rulebook here, and we've got one for fishing. So fishing. You may fish as much as you like at the river or sea nodes. You'll find different fish at each spot. So we're using an old rod, so it's 6 hours per fishing session. And then if we're using worms, which we are, and we've got crickets actually, maybe we'll do the cricket first. You can reveal 5 cards per turn, and then it tells you how to build your deck. So we're doing river deck, not the sea deck. So the river deck for crickets is 8 nothing cards, 6 medium fish cards. Should there be another? Oh no, the unidentified object is a treasure card. Yeah, that's fine. 4 small fish and the 2 treasure ones. So 8 nothings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nothing cards. 2 treasure cards. Put those in randomly. 6 medium fish, which is all of them. Yep, so we'll just put those in random places as well. And then 4 small fish. So this is not all of the small fish, so first we'll have to shuffle the deck and then pick randomly the small fish we want. So 1, 2, 3, 4 small fish. Put the other ones to the side, and we'll put these in the deck. Way around. So a couple in there, and then we shuffle up this whole deck. So it should be, I think it is 20 cards in total, and then we're going to place them down into a 5x4 grid, face down. And then what you do is you pick out, in this case, because we're using crickets, we can reveal 5 cards. If you reveal a nothing card, you have to also remove the cards orthogonally next to them. So I'll show you how that works. So if you reveal a nothing, the one above it, below it, to the left and right also have to go. So the logic is you would take the corner ones first, because you'd only lose 2 other cards if you get a nothing card. But sometimes your shuffling means that a couple of good cards are right next to each other. Can we fit 4x5 in here? Maybe just about. So you can make the 4x5 grid however you like. Oh, it's tight, but we can do it. So you make the 4x5 grid. If we were using worms, we could pick 4 cards. Crickets 5 and maggots 6. So we've made our grid. We can reveal 5 cards. If it's a nothing, we would have to take the ones next to it, basically north, east, south, and west. So it makes sense to take the corners first because you only lose 2. But like I said, sometimes you get a good one and you won't think the next one could be good as well. It depends how good your shuffling is or what happens. Right, 5. So I'm going to go to the corner first. Oh, we get a river fish. I'll take that medium. That is good. The bronze bean gives us 15 gold and 2 raw meat. I might just leave that there. Well, then we take that out. Take it out. Let's go for the next one. How good was my shuffling? Oh, my shuffling was good. So there's a nothing. So that means we also take 2 next to it. So that was a nothing. So they all go over there. Let's go for down in this corner. Ooh, we get a small fish, a sunbleak. It's only worth 2 gold. So 1, 2, 3. We've got 2 more we can pick. Should we go for this one? Let's go for in the middle. No, let's go for the corner. It's a nothing again. So we get rid of the 2 next to it. One more go. Let's go with this one. Yes, river. Oh, we get a roach. That's 7 gold. The bronze beam was our best one because that gave us 15 gold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes with the crickets. So that's how fishing works. So it's a bit of setup, but it is, I find it quite fun just to sort of see how your luck goes, and if you get one of the treasure chests, to see if that is locked or not. So what we do is that is now 6 hours of time gone, which is quite a lot. So we'll just put the fish cards back. So these are the nothing cards. We've got the unidentified one, and then the medium, small, treasure, nothing, nothing, nothing. We did well only to get 2 nothing cards. 2 smalls, nothing, medium, nothing, 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 medium, and nothing. Okay, so let's convert these into what we got. Well, actually before that, let's get rid of our 6 hours, which is a long time. So we move 1 hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are down to 5.5 hours left in the day, but that's okay. We have now got some more gold, so let's do that first. So we got 15 plus 7 is going to be 22, plus 2 is 24. 24 gold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the purse. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 24 gold. That is good. Our purse is full again. And I'll make a note of that on my tracker for the gold. So we're on 24, 4, and 20. So yeah, I do have an extra tracker for the gold, which I find is useful, as well as having it in our purse. Okay, let's put the fishing back because we don't want to get stuck. We could do it again, but we'd have to do it with just worms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then we've got 5 hours. Let's go do some logging, or let's go do some mining actually. Let's go do some mining. Right, we'll just put the fishing back. So let's put all the nothings. Do I put all those back? Looks like I put all those back. Okay, so those are all the nothing cards. Medium and small. Oh, we didn't do the raw meat. So 1, 2 and 2 is 4, 5. The raw meat sells for 1 gold, but we really want to learn the cooking skills so we can cook it. 5 gold. 5 raw meat, sorry. 5 raw meat. So we get rid of the worms, the crickets that we used. That goes into our foraging deck. Is there not a foraging deck into the foraging bags? Okay, let's find the crickets if we can. They're always going to be, there we go, in the bottom. Right, crickets go back. And we've got our raw meat. They're going to go into our satchel. So that means we've got 7. We could have 7 gold from those raw meats if if we wanted to sell them, we'd have to go to the farm to do that. I'll just show you what our satchel looks like. So we've got on the top right all the worms, we've got 6 worms, and we've got 7 raw meat, and we've got our axe and pickaxe. It's a bit tricky to pick up when you've got a lot of stuff on it, but it's fine when you've got it down. Okay, small river fish, and the mediums. Here we go, small, medium, medium. And then 2 treasures, and then nothings. Okay, so fishing is done. That's how fishing works. How are we doing for time? Okay, we're almost done with time actually. Did not realise. Let's do a little bit of mining. Can we do a little bit of mining? Yeah, shouldn't take too long. Right, that's fishing. We've done hours. Let's try to finish off this day by doing a bit of mining, get a bit of money. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's half an hour. And then 1, 2, 8. One, 2, 8. And we're down 1, 7, 2. 172. Then we'll go along all the way to the smithy. There it is. Won't take too long. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. And we're going 1. We're not going to the smithy, we're going to do some mining. 176. There's a node. Okay. 7. Okay, let's use this node and we'll do a bit of mining. So mining's another deck. We take all of the level 1 cards. And give them a shuffle. And with the mining, we put cards down that have arrows on them, and they have resource. Some of them will have resources. You follow the arrows; they either go up and down or just to the right. And the idea is it kind of, well, maybe mimics the idea of like finding a vein of something in the rocks, and you're following it along. And then some of the cards have stop on them, which means you have to stop. Every card you put down takes half an hour of time. I should say the pickaxe and axe we bought doesn't have durability. There isn't durability. The only thing that has durability is the first pickaxe and axe you get from the quest. And they only last 8. That's the only thing that has durability in the game. I was thinking about that before. So here's what the card looks like. We've got a rock. You can collect rocks, but I'm not going to do it right now because they're only useful a bit later when you're creating a player house. At the moment it will just kind of clog up our inventory. So we've got an arrow going up and down, we've got a rock. So that means the next card has to be above or below the one we put down. And then we take another card and we've got cassiterite. So that's 2.5 hours. And we've got another rock. And we've got a cassiterite. Let's move that to the side. We've got only up and down ones somehow. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably do 1. It's another up and down one, unbelievable rock. So it's not great. 5 we can do. There we go, finally. Another rock though, it's not good. Another rock. How many are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 1, 8. We can do 1 more. Rock again, unbelievable. Oh my god, absolutely useless. We got 2 cassiterite and all the rest are rocks. I believe that. Do not believe that. How terrible. Put these back in very random places hopefully so we don't get that again. You can get copper ore and iron ore. Normally the first time we did it we got loads of those, but this time we did not. So the cassiterite only sells for 2 gold each, so it's not ideal. So let's take 2 of those anyway, and we can sell them. Thing is, now we can try to make it back before it gets dark, but it doesn't matter if not. In fact, we're going to sell that cassiterite straight away. In fact, because we're right, I just realised we're right next to the smithy, aren't we? So we can just do that. Let's put those 2 back. We'll get 4 gold, which is better than nothing. And we use that node. So use the node. We're going to go 1 more across to 8. We're going to sell the cassiterite for 2 each to what's he called? Gallard. To our smith, the Gallard. So we've got 4 gold on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every little helps. Add 4 to that, that means we've got 28 in total. Right, 28. Okay, how are we doing? Yeah, we're using it. Oh, we're done? Okay, fine. We will carry on, obviously, next week. Let's pack up. I'll show you how quick packing up is. So, east to west is always going to be sequential. So, let's start off here. 117 to 123. So here we got 64 to 68. That's 178 on its own. Oh yeah, we got that. 176. And we'll have to remember we did that node. That one we'll keep out. 172, 174, 169, 170. These are 128 to 133. 12 and 13 and 108. Okay, so we've got any 150s to 200, yes. So you got 172. 74. We're on 175, so 176, 177, 178, 169 as well. 70, 71. Very good. Then 108. Then 112. 13. 17 to 23. Oh, there's 19 there. Oops. 23, 24. 1, 2, 28. 233. Then we just need 64. Okay, right, perfect. So it doesn't take too long to pack away. Like I said, it is all a bit more rush because I'm filming and I've got an hour as a time limit. You can be a bit more relaxed about it. We'll keep our 8 and our card, so we know how many steps we've done. We're going to move our time tracker. We did 9, didn't we? So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're on our last half an hour, so we need to make sure we get back. But we'll show a bit of night, how night works on Monday. Like I said, streaming Monday to Thursday, 7 PM UK time every week for the next few months. So if you've got an interest, leave a comment, leave anything in the chat if you catch a live stream. And thanks very much. I'll see you next week. Okay.